Great Friday morning, everyone. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. Happy Friday. I think this is this is the first Friday in October. Oh my God, how time flies. So I want to ask a question, and I'll probably ask it a few times throughout because I would like to hear, y'all got to forgive me. I can't stand when things are not in place. I would like to hear your perspective on what it is that you think. When you are married, what does it take to fall in love with your husband or your wife over and over again? What are some things that need to be done? What are some things that need to be said? What do you think it takes? Good morning, Brandy. Even if you've been married before, think about what you would like to have happened that made you feel like your spouse was falling in love with you over and over and over again. I can go ahead and start thinking about some things that don't need to happen while you talk about some things that need to happen. I want to even ask those who were married, are married, what are some things that you used to do to let your spouse know that you love them over and over again? Sometimes I think when we get in a marriage and we've been in a marriage for a while, we kind of fall into this trap like, good morning, Simone. Well, they know. He know I love him. She know I love her, whatever the case may be. So we fall into this trap over and over and over and over again. And we stop doing the things that we used to do. What is it that our bishop used to say? The things that it took for you to get them, you need to keep doing the same thing to keep them, or something to that effect. And I totally agree with that. We automatically fall into this mundane routine as husbands and wives. So one thing that I will say is respect is a big thing, that you need to respect your spouse. And I don't know what happened to where the things, like I said in the beginning, started to kind of fall off. I know it hurts my heart, and I talk about this from time to time, but it really hurts my heart. I want y'all, okay, the next time y'all go out to eat, or the next time y'all go out on a date night, look around and just kind of pan around and see how the couples are interacting with each other. You may see 10% of all the people that are in there that are married that actually act like they're married. I generally see, okay, when you talk about the older people, that's a different kind of situation. But I generally see where you got the wife just sitting there and she just looking around. And I generally see where the husband is buried in his device, whatever's in front of him. You heard the, what is it? I guess it's ESPN or something, where it played a little sports alert or whatever. And it's like, ooh, I got to see what's going on. I remember we had these conversations before, and some of the things or the ways that people who are still on here now, all these years later, said that they do. They said that they put their phones in the car. They don't even bring their phone in the restaurant because they want their spouse to know that I'm engaged in you. I know for me, I love date nights with my husband because I'm like, man, I done busted my behind all week. And it's almost like a reward that I get to spend time with my husband. But good morning, Cousin Kim, some of the things that you do to show your spouse that you love them over and over again? Now, some people may say, well, I buy gifts. I buy them gifts or whatever the case may be. Some may say, I just spend time with them. All these things kind of fall in love with the category of the 5 love languages. I always ask couples, when I'm able to sit before them, what is your love language? What is your love language? Do you like words of affirmation? Do you like physical touch? Do you like gift giving? What do you like? It's 2 other ones. What do you like? What do you do? Now, some people, no knock, in the marriage, you'll sit up and you'll tell your spouse that you love, oh, baby, I love you, or baby, I love you, but there's no action to go along with it. Now, I will say this, what I know, and y'all women, go ahead and join in. Men, you go ahead and join in as well. But I will say this. I don't know why I see this, but you have people that you don't know what it is that your husband or your wife like. Instead of asking them, you would go and ask another woman, or you'll go and ask another man. And so say if I go and I ask another man, let's say I was working, I was on my job, and I go and ask another man, hey, what kind of cologne do you like? Now, if it's a general conversation, okay. But if I'm doing everything that this man is telling me to do for my husband, that ain't always good. So let me go ahead, if you single, let me go ahead and put that out there. One thing that I always hear people say is, well, I just go ask other women on my job, and then I come back and I do what they say with my wife. Well, your wife might not be that woman. Like for me, don't buy me. I'm not that cheap. Don't buy me no expensive gifts, none of that kind of stuff like that. My husband will tell you, because you have to ask. I asked my husband, baby, okay, so what would it be that you could buy me that you know that I will actually enjoy? And he says something for the house, because I'm the type of wife, I like to build my home. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there I'm a numbers person. If I'm trying to work, me and my husband together, to get us to come out of that, don't go and get no credit card, no doggone Zales credit card, or no Hellsberg Diamond, and then you sitting up here and you got a $20,000 credit limit, and you done came up in the house and you done bought me this $18,000 ring, babe. When I tell you I'm gonna be hot like fire, you hear me? But in order to be able to effectively show your spouse that you love them, your husband or your wife, in order to effectively do that, you have to communicate with them. You have to observe them. Okay? For my husband, and I don't know nothing about no guns. I don't know nothing about no knives and all that other kind of stuff like that. But he is a country brother. You hear me? He likes to be out in the nature. He likes to be out in the wild. If I go and find a hog light, a hog hunt light or something like that, some little thing, extra thing he can add on to his gun, something like that, then that's showing love. Just spending time, quality time, that's showing love. We get into this mundane routine as husbands and wives, especially when we've been married for some years, and we do not do what it takes to keep the fire going in our marriage. It falls off. I don't know how many people, and that's why I be rejoicing in my spirit, that you'd have been married a whole 15, 20, some 25 years, and you say you want a divorce. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't understand that. And y'all got to help me understand it. And so one of the things that I think about is what happened to where it fell off. Okay. I appreciate all the comments that is coming forth, because it's going to bless somebody else's spirit. I'm going to go back and I'm going to personally respond to it. But what happened to where the marriage fell off? See, that's something I don't think that married people do when the marriage started to turn around. Ask themselves, what happened to make it fall off the marriage, and am I guilty of whatever happened? Even in relationships, what I see nowadays, and I'm not trying to knock you, host, I'm not trying to knock what you do, but what I see nowadays is you have individuals that, I'm not with you no more. In order for me to get over you, good morning, Ebony, I start having a relationship with somebody else. And baby, let me tell you something. When you're not healing, you're not getting to the source of the issue of why you find yourself in relationships over and over and over again, why you find yourself in marriages over and over and over again, you're not doing nothing but further damaging yourself. Because I promise you, when you get a whole 50 or 60 years old and you really start to reflect, which is something that you should have did in the beginning, then you're going to be sitting up here like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a failure. I never had a successful relationship. Because you never took the time that it takes to sow into your marriage or your relationship to have success. Now, I'm not saying be somebody doormat. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is take the time. Now, I will say this about the young adults nowadays, baby. I'm talking about the ones that's 20, 25. This is what I'm going to say. They not so quick to jump into a marriage. Now, some of them might be set up here like the old folks saying they shacking, but they're not quick to jump into no marriage. They're not quick to take it to the next level. And a lot of them are starting to work on some things. Now, where they mess up is they start blaming the other person. You know what I'm saying? Saying you at fault instead of examining themselves. But when it comes to marriage, don't get to the point where you allow your marriage to be so mundane that it falls off. No, tap, do a little tap. That's I was laughing with a friend about this, how she was talking about how she patted her husband on the butt. You know what I'm saying? The husband tell the wife, you sure looking good in them spandex. I don't know what it is about us women, but I got on some spandex pants right now, but we love our spandex. You sure looking mighty shapely. Baby, go on ahead and make it do what it do before you find your marriage. And see, this is the thing. When people do not want to admit that they're doing wrong in a marriage or they didn't do what it takes to keep the marriage lasting, what they do is they blame the spouse. But in the end, they not doing nothing but blaming themselves. So what are you doing to keep the marriage going? I know I often tell my husband I am so proud of him because he is a true provider. You know what I'm saying? I love to see my husband when he playing with the kids. My children love to play with my husband. You know what I'm saying? Being engaged and stuff like that. I do not like it. I'm going to say this before I get ready to go because it irritates my soul. I do not like it to hear a husband or a wife set up and say, well, they already know. They already know. I don't have to tell them. But this is the crazy thing. When it comes to your little raggedy job, baby, every year you look forward to your annual evaluation. Do you not? When it comes to you working in the ministry at the church, you get downright mad if the pastor don't come to you and tell you he or she appreciates you for the work that you do in the church. Right? So why is it when it comes to your marriage, you're not willing to validate your spouse? Now, I'm not saying lie to them and say that they doing a good job and all this other kind of stuff. No, but it means volumes when the person in which you share your bed with, the person when you wake up, they funky breath is all in your face, the person who is the mother or the father of your children, baby, give them a little evaluation, especially if they ask, because do that from time to time, baby. What do you like about me? You know what I'm saying? What do you wish that I will continue to do that I was doing when we first got together? What do you wish that I would stop? And don't get all up in your feelings when your spouse tell you that. Evaluate it, okay? But then too, on the flip side, don't get mad when your spouse, when it takes some time, because I do hear spouses say this and I totally agree. It takes some time to change some things, especially if you've been doing it a certain way for 20, 25, 30, 40 years. You just now get married and stuff like that. It's going to take some time for some change to occur. Quit expecting people to change overnight. Now, I ain't talking about you beating the brakes off of me. And then I'm sitting up here talking about I don't like for you to hit on me and you continue to hit on me talking about it's going to take some time for me to change. Baby, you better get your whole life together. Because when it comes to physical abuse, look, no, homeboy, it ain't going to take no time because what's going to end up happening is one of us going to end up in jail and then somebody else going to have to start a GoFundMe account. Our family going to have to start servicing, selling chicken dinners out the back of the SUV. Good morning, Miss Delia. How you doing, Kim? Ask your spouse. What can you do to poke at that fire in the fireplace and keep it going? You see what I'm saying? Hey, Renisha, how you doing? Thank you, ma'am. Spend some time with your spouse. I always tell couples, you need to plan time to get away. I love my kids, baby. I love all my kids. You know, we got 5 children. I love all my babies. But see, what me and my husband teach our children is that it's our time together. Baby, we walk in on the Friday and the kids forget it's Friday. Oh, what you doing? My daughter just did this. Oh, mama, can we do? Girl, did you forget what day it is? Oh, mama, it's Friday. It's you and day-to-day night. Teach your children, okay? Teach them what it's like and what need to be said and how y'all in love with each other. Let your children, this is what Jesus, I'm stirring up in my shando. This is what I don't like. Good morning, Renata. Teach your children. Hey, Rodney, teach your children. Let them see the affection. Now, I ain't talking about some of y'all that went straight left. I ain't, keep it G-rated. But let your children see the affection between y'all. Because y'all do not understand how that will play out in their marriage and their relationship later on. You don't understand how many people tell me, well, I didn't see my mama and daddy showing affection with each other. And that's a problem in my relationship because my mama and daddy showed affection, whereas his parents didn't. So he don't feel he need to show affection. And I think we do. And that's the issue. Baby, look here. This is what I tell couples when I work with couples. Let me tell you. Yes, I need you to look at this and visually kind of picture this in your mind. So you have the wife's parents, okay? And what foundation they set in their home. You got the husband's parents over here and what foundation they set in their home or lack thereof between the both of them. But you got to understand when the word of God says when the two become one, when the word of God says that you leave from your mother and father and you cleave to your wife, okay? That's what the scriptures say. You need to understand the dynamic in his home and the dynamic in your home. Yes, you're going to take a little bit from the both, but you need to create the dynamic in your own home. And so I'll say this, what you didn't like in your home and what your husband didn't like in his home, baby, y'all change that for the better of y'all's marriage, okay? Because I can sit up here and tell you some things that I didn't like growing up, but let me tell you what I did. Instead of sitting up here following the same generational curse routine that generally takes place, or the, woe is me, my daddy wasn't in the home, or Papa was a Rolling Stone, so the reason why I'm a gardener too, Lord, thank you for allowing me to say that, because I almost said another word. The reason why I'm a gardener too, because my mama was a gardener too. Baby, it ain't got to be so. We have to understand that we have the power of choice. So what do you choose? Do you choose for your home to be great dysfunction like your parents? Do you choose? And some people do stay in a marriage for the wrong reasons, but this ain't what I'm talking about. You stay in a marriage because you want your kids to have both parents, but your marriage is toxic because neither one of y'all willing to work on it. What is it going to take for you to have the dynamic of your own home? I want my children to be able to see me and my husband hug each other, kiss each other when we come in the door. Hey, baby, this is what I asked my baby, how was your day? Baby, how did you sleep last night? Did you sleep good? That's some things we ask our kids. How did you sleep last night? Did you get a good night's rest? Checking in on them. Let your children see that you check in. Wives, okay, now, again, keeping it G-rated. When you go out on your date night, y'all gotta forgive me, this piece of her is killing me. When you go out on your date nights with your husband, let your kids see you dress up and you be cute. Because let me tell you what your kids gonna say. Because my baby said all the time, Mama, you sure looking nice. You see what I'm saying? Let your children see the husband with smell good cologne and he looking his best for his wife. Because you got to understand the eyes, the first thing, like me and my husband always say that your children see starts at home. Quit blaming society for how your kids turned out, baby. You need to invest. You need to sow into, I'll even, for the single moms and the single dads out there, have that conversation with your children. Yeah, you don't see me with nobody right now. And yes, I may have went through this in my life, but I don't want you to go down this road. The wisdom that you implant in your children speaks volumes, okay? So if you're not willing to do it for yourself, do it for your children, okay? Get into what do I need to do as a husband and wife, as the individual, to continue to show my husband or my wife that I love them. What do I need to say? Because I tell you this, and I'm not knocking anybody's situation, but if it is giving and you giving these extravagant gifts, let me tell you what your daughter's going to expect. Your daughter's going to expect extravagant gifts. If you're giving gifts just because you're trying to buy your spouse's love, let me tell you what your children are going to expect. So I need you to think about it. What are you doing to keep your marriage going? Okay? Like I asked at the beginning, what are you doing to show your spouse that you love him or her over and over again? All right? Drop your comments below. Thank you for everybody who's dropped their comments. I will tell you this, and you will be shocked to know this. People that have been married 15, 20, 25, 30 years, they've been married and they still, good morning, Natasha, they don't even know. So the things that you share and how we dialogue back and forth on Marriage Mornings with the Queen and even Marriage Mondays with the Kings, when you listen to our radio show and you go back and you drop comments on our social medias, let me tell you, people be in our inbox and say, I appreciate that topic. I needed that topic. And I like the fact that this person responded this way and this person said that, because you know what? Here I am, 54 years old, and I was never taught how to love my spouse. I was just taught just to stick in there, not what it takes to continue the marriage, to build a strong marriage. I was never taught that. So thank you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go back through each one of these comments. I'm going to comment on each one. I purpose to try to do that every day. But I encourage you, share this. so that other people can drop what they do, and or they can learn. Maybe the husband need to learn, baby. Get out that phone and give the undivided attention to your wife. Your kids, your wife has been wrestling with these kids all day. You've been running after the kids when they got practice and all this other kind of stuff. Get out your doggone phone. Show your husband and your wife what is important. When y'all laying in the bed, maybe y'all making it a Lifetime movie day or a Netflix day, because Lifetime was back in the day. But y'all making it a Netflix day. Quit being so quick to jump to your doggone phone every time you get a notification. It could be somebody who done like something on Facebook and you sitting up here jumping to your phone. Put the phone downstairs. Go put it in the bathroom somewhere. Cut the ringer off. Okay? You're not an EMT, you're not a 911 operator. So why are you more attentive to your phone than you are to your spouse? Why is that? Just something to think about. Quit making everything else more important. You showing more love and you worried about evaluations from everything else, and you're not willing to do it when it comes to your spouse. Okay, so y'all have a blessed weekend. Don't let anybody steal your joy. I will let you know Monday night we will not have Marriage Mondays with the Kings, our radio show, because, baby, it's a holiday, a federal holiday, so it's going to be a federal holiday for us. Your girl Shan ain't going to be on Monday, so I will join y'all on Tuesday, okay? Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing to somebody, not a curse. Like I always say, share this because it's free. Blessings to you. Have a blessed weekend. Spend some time with your spouse and ask them, what can I do better as your spouse? What do you have to do to keep that fire burning in your marriage? All right. Y'all have a blessed day. Blessings to you. God bless.